Let's get busy.
Live from the Shooting from the Lip studio in Louisville, Kentucky, it's time for Shooting Stars with your hosts Kevin Hale and Greg Unthank.
What is up, everyone? Kevin Hale up in this house this Tuesday night, March 28, 2017. Shooting from the Lip, episode 258, live via Blog Talk Radio, alive and kicking with my man, Greg Unthank. What's up, G-Money?
What's up, Kevin? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. You?
Oh, I'm making it, brother. I'm making it. It's been a rough week. What is it, Friday?
It's only Tuesday. Yeah, it's a Friday.
Oh, don't tell me it's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday. Yes. We didn't do a show last week, which is...
No.
Yeah. So here we are. I'm trying to think what's happened in the last weekend. You no gigs for you this past weekend, right?
No, I was off, and yeah, it's been kind of laid back for me, other than work and life here at the Unthank Castle, and I did go fishing with my son.
I saw the fish he caught too. Yeah, I did. I saw what he caught. No, I don't. Is there video or any type of pics that show that you snagged that marlin?
I know you're a proof guy, and the thing is, he got me on that one because I caught the fish, and he said, "Dad, let me hold it, and then you take a picture of it." So now he's claiming that he caught it, which is all right. It's all good. But, it was fun, man.
Good.
Fun.
It was father and son
my
time.
PB. Yeah, we like doing that, and it was. He calls it my PB, which means my personal best. That was my personal best. So
got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So no gigs this past weekend, but you know what happened this past weekend? Us being Kentucky fans, did you get to see the Kentucky North Carolina game Sunday?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Brutal.
Season came to an end. Have you heard of the backlash that's happened since that game?
Yes.
With the fan base.
With the fan base, they've gotten in touch with this referee.
Good God.
His business website, and it's ridiculous that grown people would go to that extent. It's embarrassing, actually. I mean, I'm a grown man, and I'm very passionate about UK basketball and football. But my life doesn't depend on it. It's entertainment, and it's all about the kids. I wouldn't go and try to ruin this man's life, no matter what his issue is. He may have some kind of vendetta against the UK. Maybe Cal cussed him out, or he's got a bad experience, and he's, because honestly, I've watched the videos and during the game, and they were some horrible calls. But you know what? What can we do about it? Nothing. And
nothing.
UK was up by 5 late in the second half, and if they would have hit some shots, they would have won the game. But they didn't hit those shots, and the ball bounced the way it did. It's pretty crazy. And all fan bases have issues. They all have their passionate fans, and this one's a new level, I think. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm screening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was it's kind of sad. I was listening to Matt Jones. I listened to KYS Kentucky, or KSR, I should say. KSR. Yeah, I was listening to him talking about everything that's been going on, and it's pretty nuts. Yeah. Poor guy. Poor
little embarrassing, because it's going to make it's going to make the national news.
I believe it already has.
Probably. But here we are. Let's I'm drawing a blank. 2 segments tonight. We've got for the first segment, Amanda Lucas, and I think other caller, it might be
Audrey Cecil of Bridge 19 also should be calling in as well.
All right, cool. And second segment, we'll have CJ Cumberland, who is part of Crescent Hill Radio. He's also a singer-songwriter locally. He's going to talk about WCHQ and promote a event that they've got coming up. So should have some fun tonight. But I'm turning on mics. I'm going to start with Amanda. Amanda, what's up, lady?
Oh, not a lot. How are you all?
Hey, Amanda. How are you?
I'm good.
Long
How are
time
you?
to talk to. I'm good.
I know.
I'm good.
It's been a while.
It's been a long while, and you guys are doing quite well.
And just think, Greg, she played the I'm staying up past my bedtime card to do this show.
Oh yeah, I'm normally in bed by like 9:30, so this is a big deal. So very special, Greg.
Taking one
Very
for the
special.
team tonight, Greg.
That's it. Amanda's also a hard worker, man. She's got a day gig, she's got a day job, and then does the rock star thing on the weekends and at night, that when it calls for it.
When it calls for it. I've got her mic on too. Audrey, you there?
Hey.
Hey, Audrey.
Hey, Audrey.
What's up, man?
Are you up past your bedtime as well?
No.
Good.
Yeah, laugh all you want. When you're tired tomorrow.
When you're tired, and when you're.
I'm a night owl. I have been my whole life.
Yeah.
Me too.
So,
I know what you mean.
Amanda, after you get done with this show, will it take you like a certain amount of time to wind down, or will you be able to go right? You'll go right to sleep.
If you hear me get quiet, I may have just fallen asleep, so I apologize.
All right. So someone, hopefully, if someone's anywhere near her, please nudge her if we start hearing heavy breathing. Well, no, heavy breathing is encouraged, but
do you snore?
Yeah. Do you snore?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Not that there's nothing wrong with that, but no, I don't.
No, Greg and I don't snore either anymore, right, Greg?
I snore. I do.
No, you don't snore now. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Greg, when Amanda called in, she heard us talking about the UK basketball thing, the ref thing.
Yeah.
Amanda, do you have an opinion, a view of the way Sunday went down and the fallout from BBN?
Yeah, so, as far as the foul calls, my future father-in-law posted about 5 negative posts about the referees and the calls, and I didn't comment because I don't believe in talking politics, religion, or basketball on social media. But however, the fouls were actually pretty even. UK had 19, UNC had 18, and I think the difference in the game was when UNC went zone because they went on a 12-bar run at that point because I don't think Kentucky could, attack the zone as much. And then also, I felt like UK had opportunities because UNC had 13 empty possessions, and at that point, UK just really didn't take advantage. So from a basketball standpoint, that would be my. But yeah, I've seen all the fallout with the referee, like that they flooded his business page and death threats, and the FBI is getting involved, and. So yeah, I've seen all
death
that.
threats also? I didn't know death threats.
Well, supposedly, if you called his business, someone answered the phone and said FBI or Federal Bureau of Investigation. So I don't know yet if it was definite that the FBI.
It's being recorded. That's an ESPN Joe Dilla report. So.
Okay. Oh, good God, It's on ESPN. All right, enough of sports and all that bullshit. Let's talk. You lady, Bridge 19. Well, we'll start with Amanda. Amanda, give us a little bit of your bio.
Well, I met Greg back in 2008, and I recorded a solo record with Phil Bright at the time Superior Sound Studio, and Greg played the drums on that. And Audrey, performed on the album as well. And at that point, we were performing as a duo. And then after that, I think it was 2 years later, Audrey put out a solo record. And we were still playing out together under our names, just Amanda Lucas and Audrey Cecil. And people would ask, well, what's your band name? And we would say Amanda Lucas and Audrey Cecil. And then they'd say again, well, what's your band name? So at that point, we decided we should actually come up with a name. And then that's when we came up with Bridge 19 and put out our first record in 2012. And then we put out our second record, the most recent, in 2016 called Riding on the Wire.
Cool.
And they got a really unique. It's a unique sound.
It is
like what they got. Yeah, they got different instruments. It's not your normal thing, which is really cool. They do it well. I really enjoy your stuff, Amanda, Audrey.
Audrey.
Well, thanks.
Well, Audrey's turn. Tell us a little about you, Audrey.
Turn.
About me individually?
Yeah. Toot your horn.
Why not?
Well, I don't have a horn.
Pretend.
Joey in our band, he has a horn. He can toot the horn.
Well, there you go.
Amanda and I go way back. We've been friends since we were young kiddos. We played ball together since we were like 10 years old ish, all the way up through college. And we've been, friends for that long and kind of reconnected in adulthood. We hadn't talked to each other or seen each other in years after our softball careers were over, and we both kind of ran across each other playing music around town and ended up getting together and jamming, and it all kind of went from there, and it's been great and wonderful, and I think we've written a couple decent songs or two along the way.
Definitely. One thing I'd like for one of you all to talk about is the Lilith Fair a few years ago. That was a pretty big deal in your all's a career at that point for sure. You all, it just really started the Bridge 19 thing. Did that happen right after your first album, your first CD?
What was no? That was like
actually before.
Yeah, and what I remember about that is like Amanda had her CD and I had mine, and we were working on putting something together as a duo, and we were taking like double-sided tape and sat at the kitchen table and taped our CDs together back to back and sold them like as one. And I think we started doing that at Lilith Fair and probably continued doing it after that, but it was kind of our way of like, well, how are we going to do this? We don't have anything. And we just kind of made it work. But yeah, I mean, it was awesome. It could not have been a cooler experience.
Could you explain to the listeners, and we do have a couple listeners, what the Lilith Fair actually? Yeah. Oh, sweet. Could you explain, what the Lilith Fair is, and maybe some of the history, and who was there, and who you got to actually hang with, and all that kind of, your experience with it?
Yeah. Amanda, you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. You're doing great.
Okay, great.
Good.
So I want to say Lilith Fair was huge. I want to say like in the 90s, probably like the mid to late 90s, and it was Sarah McLachlan started it, and it was an all-female like traveling music festival, and so they would tour like all of the artists would tour together, around the country and do day-long or weekend-long or whatever music festivals in different places all summer long. And so, I couldn't tell you who all it was at the time, but I know it was, like Sarah McLachlan and Sheryl Crow and people like that from that, era. And it went away probably, I would say, in the early 2000s, and it had been away for a while. And then, was it 2011, Amanda? Is that when that was?
I believe it was 2010 when we went.
2010. They brought it back. Sarah McLachlan brought it back. And so the people who were on that tour, and we played the Indianapolis stop, and let's see, Sarah McLachlan, of course, was there, and then Mary J. Blige was there. And who else, Amanda?
Butterfly, Boucher, the Courtyard Hounds, who were the former two sisters that were in the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah, and then who's that one chick that she sings the song?
Vega, right?
Yeah, Suzanne Vega. She was there.
Suzanne Vega.
I'm impressed.
I know my chicks.
It was a lot of really cool people. That will suffice.
Oh, Miranda Lambert was there.
Miranda Lambert,
yeah.
True.
I just pulled up on Wikipedia and looking at the 2010 revival. I'm looking at, you had Norah Jones, Hart, and I'm just seeing the names, and I don't know how much they actually played, but
not every artist played every stop, and so
right.
I mean, I think they would play several each, but I think it was kind of regional, for each artist to travel, in a certain area.
Mary J. Blige, good God.
Yeah, she was there. I think she headlined the night that we played.
Oh wow!
I remember. I have one really specific memory of like we were backstage. And I come out from backstage and I'm walking like to the front of the stage, and it was right before Mary J. Blige was getting ready to perform, and I got kind of stuck between two tour buses with all of Mary J. Blige's backup dancers, all of whom had on like 6-inch heels. So I'm like looking up at all these women, and they're like, "Who are you and why are you here? Get out of our way right now."
I see them, Greg, Amanda, Lucas, Audrey Cecil on. They're on the list of the artist for that 2010 soiree.
Now, how did you all get that date? Was it a contest of some sort that you guys got picked from?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know, Amanda, was it like a songwriting contest?
But yeah, the website was ourstage.com. So we entered via the website, and it was a voting contest.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Sweet.
It's a nice.
Go
ahead.
I was just gonna say, kind of moving on. I know that their new CD, they recorded it out at. Did you record that at Phil's? Is that correct?
Yeah, the new CD, Riding on a Wire, we recorded, I think it's now Louisville Recording Company, and that's with Bill Bright.
Right.
And yeah, we recorded the album. We released our first single, I guess it was May of 2016, and the full album came out in October of 2015.
Now, that album, does it have a different sound than your first one, being that, again, I know you guys use some different instruments, some horns and kind of an Americana sound. Can you explain the difference between the two CDs?
Audrey, do you want to take that, or do you want me to?
Sure. I would say that, okay, so prior to the difference between the two CDs, I think the major one for me is that the first one that we put out as Bridge 19 was just, me and Amanda and a bunch of people, that we kind of hired on that we either knew just a little bit or didn't know at all to play the other instruments. And then on this one, it's actually our band. It's our people who are in our band and are committed to the band. And Amanda and I kind of wrote the songs together and presented them to the rest of our band, so they had a heavy influence in helping write them and arrange them. And so and I think horns play a big part too. Horns make everything sound different and better, in my opinion. So to me, it's just a bit more of a cohesive band sound. And something I have found interesting is that more than a couple of times people have referred to us has described us as gypsy stomp, which I think is awesome. Which you get a little bit of like a New Orleans type sound in some of it. So Amanda, I don't know if I've described all that accurately, but
yeah, I think the main difference is that with the first album that we put out together, it was like 6 Amanda songs and 6 Audrey songs that we and I don't think I think you could tell which were which. With this one, we broke them together and blended them, and to me that's what really made the biggest difference. Is that I think both of our styles really come through the songs. I think.
Well, I knew there was a big difference there as far as how you recorded it and the whole process and people involved. So I can see how the second album would I don't know, maybe mean a little bit more. You see it as an advancement in your all's writing and stuff. I would, if I was involved in something like that, get in the other people that's actually in your band. That's really cool. I'm in a project right now where the band members are all involved, and it's our stuff. You take a lot of pride in it, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Very cool. Now, the song "The Lion," Amanda, that's off the latest release, correct? Well, with your all's permission, I want to play it, share with the audience this song, which is a great tune. I love the sound. And before we get into it, before we play it, I'll start with Amanda first, and then Audrey can jump in. Just describe, what's this song about, Amanda?
So typically when Audrey and I write, we go on a writing retreat, and the last few have been at Red River Gorge. And so we'll go for like 2 or 3 days in the cabin and just write music all day. And I am pretty type A and can be pretty hard working, and so I don't believe in taking any breaks. And so The Lion was actually the last song we wrote that day, and I think it was maybe like 10 o'clock, which again, past my bedtime. And I said to Audrey, like, okay, we're going to write a song about the first thing that comes out of your mouth. And she said, I'm a lion. And I said, like, you're lying or what? And she's like, no, like a lion, like animal. Well, I was deprived as a child and didn't go to the circus, so I'm trying to Google, like, stuff you see at the circus to try and write about the circus lion. And so we just created this entire story about this lion that was written late at night at Red River Gorge. And Audrey, if you have anything else to add.
Audrey, go ahead.
No, not really. I guess my the most, like, vivid memory for me in writing that song was just, like, sitting there with my guitar and just rattling off, like, things I see, things that I think about, at the circus. It's definitely one of our more whimsical projects that we've ever undertaken. Not so serious. It was really fun. We had a great time.
Very cool.
Yeah, Greg in a not so cool. It is. I like the video. Greg in a not so serious way. Wouldn't it have been cool if, when Amanda asked Audrey, "What's the first thing? Give me the first thing. Your first words." When she said "the lion," and Amanda goes, questioning. I wonder if would it have been cool if Audrey had done this. There's a joke to that. Right. Greg, explain that little soundbite real quick.
Well, that little soundbite, it developed because many of our guests that we have on, guys, always speak of memories of the toy tiger. I don't know if y'all remember the Toy Tiger on Bardstown Road or not, but a lot of our guests used to frequent the Toy Tiger, play the Toy Tiger, and somehow in the interviews, the Toy Tiger would come up. Yeah, so Kevin found the sound bite. Now, anytime someone says Toy Tiger, he hits he hits the Tiger button. So that's where that came from.
But tonight we got
to write a song about the Toy Tiger.
There you go.
What's that?
Yeah,
all right.
We'll have to write a song about the Toy Tiger.
Yeah, that would be a good subject.
Why don't you all write a song about being on a podcast?
We can do that too, and how it's so late, and how I was like had to take medicine to stay awake.
Yawning through the podcast, please. Yeah, caffeine. Are you jacked up on Mountain Dew, Amanda, right now?
Oh no, no, I'm good. Right. I'm just preparing my body for rest.
All right, let's do this. This is The Lion. Check us out.
I'm a lion. I'm too big for you to comfort me. You could try and you could set me free for a minute, please. Trapeze are flying, staring at the bottom of the shoes all night. I've been made to show a little fight. That's not me. Tents and trailers, flaming rings of fire, one-wheeled wonders, riding on a wire. A lonely lion. Imagination is my only friend. I wish that you would take me there again, but this is where it ends. This is where it ends. This is where it ends. With tents and trailers, flaming rings of fire, one-wheeled wonders, riding on a because the joke's on me, but when I make my move, well maybe then they'll see what I really need. Tents and trailers, flaming rings of fire, one-wheeled wonders, riding on a
Now, is there any little tongue-in-cheek when you're singing "I'm a Lion," as in you're not telling the truth, ladies?
It's a pretty literal story song, honestly.
Okay.
It actually is about a lion, I promise.
It is about a lion.
Yeah.
Not a cowardly lion.
As sad as that may be. No.
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of cowardly. Like, he doesn't want to be, like, mean. Like, that's what he's saying. He's not trying to fight anyone. He wants to be nice and go home.
Ladies, I love the vocal. I mean, I love that sound. I'm just telling Greg, Greg and I are messaging during the song, and I'm like, man, I gotta check these ladies out. It's very nice on the ears. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Before as we wind down the segment, what we do is this thing called Round of Shots, where I'm going to throw 6 questions at you. It's kind of like a quick Q&A, and since there's 2 of you, there'll be the same questions, but I'm going to rotate questions so that you all kind of have to answer more spontaneous than the other. So let's start with Audrey. Audrey, share with us the first concert you attended.
Oh man. First concert I attended. That's really hard. I want to say it was at the fair, and I want to say maybe it was like some country something. I remember it being at Cardinal Stadium. If I remember, I'll get back to you, but I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, fine.
Made quite an impression.
What a letdown. I'm sorry.
Yeah, buzzkill. Amanda, who was your first? Your first band, first concert?
The first concert that I went to, I know that I won tickets off like the radio station. I think it was when it was called The Hawk, I don't know. I feel like it was called The Hawk. Anyway, I won it, and it was like Lori Morgan and someone else. But the first concert that now it's probably like 10. But the first concert that I went to that actually like impacted me was Trace Adkins. He did not impact me, but Dina Carter. And so she was like the first female artist I really saw like playing instruments, and she played several different instruments. And so right after seeing her play, I went and purchased like a cheap guitar at that pawn shop, like $50. And so that was probably the first like concert I went to that actually like mattered, that had an impact.
Was that before or after Strawberry Wine?
That was like when she was touring promoting the Strawberry One.
Okay. Well, you both are mentioning a country act, so I'm guessing is that like a love, or is that one of your favorite genres?
I love like old country music and even all the way up to like the 90s. I cannot stand contemporary country music unless it's I think Sturgill Simpson's doing some really awesome stuff right now in country music. And there's a few other people. I would argue that one of my favorite songwriters, Randy Carlisle. I would argue she has some country roots up in there. The stuff that they play on the radio, I can't stand. But Amanda and I, we talk about this a lot, don't we, Amanda? How much we love like country music from when we were kids. Oh,
yeah, it was way better.
Oh yeah. Well, we have like a very different like love for music as far as the artists that we like, and our influences are completely different. But the couple things that we can agree on is like Alanis Morissette, Randy Carlisle, and 90s country.
Yeah. Like the Judds. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Give me all the Judds.
No Spice Girls. Yeah. That'd be safe to say. Spice Girls do not make the list. Correct?
I mean, they got some stuff from when I was in high school.
I hear it. Look, did you hear that, Greg? She gave it some spice. All right, let's see. All right, this is Amanda. Be honest here, Amanda. What was the last picture you took with your phone?
A picture of a dog bite that I had earlier today. The second dog bite I've had in a week.
Good Lord.
It's not your dog, is it? Is it your dog?
No.
Wait a minute. It's not your dog, but that dog got you twice this week? It's only Tuesday.
Different dog. No, I'm dog sitting for a friend, actually a friend that I used to play music with. And I went to his house last Tuesday to meet 3 dogs, and one of them bit me. So then they decided to board that dog. But then tonight I went to meet the other 2 dogs, and one of those dogs bit me. So that would be the last picture on my phone.
Okay.
Well, at least it wasn't 3 dogs in one night. 3 dogs.
That's true. 3 dog night.
No, it was bad. It was bad.
All right, Audrey, same question. Last picture you took with your phone.
The last picture I took with my phone is of my record player. I have my parents' record player that they bought in 1972, and I listen to it all the time. And
let me
like
guess.
A month ago,
Is it the big, huge one with the cabinet and? Oh God, those are awful.
No, it's actually it's not like a cabinet. It's kind of like I don't know. It's probably 7 or 8 inches tall. Sony.
Yeah.
And I love
Greg, let her tell the story. It's her story.
I know.
And it's like a month ago it broke, and I took it to the shop, and I just got it back today, and I took a picture of it and sent it to my mom.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. Number 3, back to Audrey. If you were stuck in an elevator, and you could pick the celebrity you would want to be stuck with, who would it be?
Dolly Parton, for sure.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that. That was quick. She remembers Dolly, but she doesn't remember her first concert. Okay. What are 2 things that probably...
I remember the first one that mattered to me, but I don't remember the first one I went to. It must not have been very good.
Must not. All right, Amanda, same question. Celebrity in an elevator.
I don't have any celebrities in elevators. That's not one for me.
It's not. But
No,
wait a
this
minute.
is not
No, like, here's the thing. Here's why. Because once you meet a celebrity, no, I've already met him. But here's the thing. Like, once you meet somebody, if they're not what you thought they were, you ruin it forever. So, like, if you met Dolly and you built her up to be awesome, and then you meet her and she's awful, which I mean, Dolly wouldn't.
God.
She wouldn't let me
I'm
down.
just saying.
Wait a minute.
She wouldn't let me
I
down.
know. I'm just
Audrey,
saying. That's my
Amanda
theory.
is the anal. Amanda is the anal one of this group, isn't she? There's no doubt.
Has that been made clear?
Absolutely.
Crystal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought you would
Love
say
her.
Jerry Lawler.
Jerry
Oh
Lawler.
gosh, no, I'm not into
she-
wrestling.
Oh, no, I didn't. But she knew who Jerry Lawler is, or was
Right.
whatever. All right,
Yeah,
let's see.
yeah.
Back to Amanda. During a gig, Amanda, what would be a pet peeve?
Oh, I can't stand it when people yell "Play Freebird." It drives me bananas. Like, I always want to know who decided that that's the song you're going to yell at us to play every single time. Really annoying.
No.
Why? Do you all like that or something?
No, I live your passion.
No.
I feel
Well,
like I know what
yeah. I mean, you're a musician. I'm probably one that will just shout it just
You would
to,
say it.
as
it would be.
being just to start some shit. All right, who is this? Audrey, your turn. Who said it? I don't remember who. Yeah, but what was the same question? Pet peeve.
I would say just like people talking.
Yes.
I think there are times and places where music is happening where it's completely appropriate to sit or stand or whatever and have like a gathering social hour with your friends. However, there are times when that's also kind of rude, and when it's during those times that just really bugs me a lot.
Well, I'm a firm believer in that. Actually, that drives me crazy too. I will actually leave places if if the venue promotes a music act, whether it's some full gig or acoustic, whatever, and you got people there who are just talking over the music. I mean, to me, it's so fucking disrespectful. God,
it is, and it bothers me more because, I'll go to a concert, at Headliners or wherever, and it bothers me as a audience member if the guy or lady in front of me or people behind me are talking through the whole thing. I'm like, shut up. Why did you pay $30 to come in here and sit and talk with your friends? But that, whatever.
I know.
Yeah, that's not the case.
All right. Let's see. Number 5. Back to Audrey. If you could choose one superpower, what would it be?
Probably invisibility.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there any particular person or location you would, utilize that invisibility with, like right away?
Well, I'm not super comfortable in big groups of people. I've been known to wear my sunglasses longer than I should inside because, I don't know, I'm a bit of an introvert. So to be able to just kind of disappear from a room would be kind of nice.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. Gotcha. Amanda, same question. Superpower?
I think obviously I think invisibility is a great answer just because I'm a lot like Audrey. I can't stand being in, big crowds and all those sorts of things. And there are times it'd be great to just disappear. But I think another thing I would choose would be to be able to read people's minds just because I think I spend so much time going back and forth with people and getting answers I know they don't. It's like the I don't care. I'm like, yes, you do. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So yeah, my choice would be to read people's minds.
Some more Spice Girls, man. I like that.
Absolutely. You opened the door.
I did. And I served it and you knocked it out of the park. All right. Last one. Starting with Amanda. If you had access to a time machine and could go anywhere in the past, your living past, pre-birth past, where would you go?
I definitely don't care about going anywhere before my time because I'm way too dependent upon technology, and I can't imagine. I don't want to go back to the time where I had dial-up internet. So I don't know, probably college days. I do miss those times.
Okay.
So that's where I would go. There's no pre-birth. I'm good.
All right. Audrey, what about you? Where would you go?
Basically, if I could just live in any time other than now. Essentially is the question.
It's your time machine, but we only have a budget for you to go one place.
I don't know. I've always been intrigued by the 30s, the 20s and 30s. I think I would want it to be post-prohibition.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. The music is cool then, and people wore cool clothes, and I wouldn't mind not having technology. Actually, I think I would probably enjoy it on some level. That's probably where I'd go. Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine? Greg. Could you shut down your smartphone or your internet for a weekend?
Man, I could my internet. Yeah, I could my internet.
You could. Okay.
Smartphone would be, yeah. Phone would be pretty tough as far as just being able to call or text someone. But yeah, the internet. I think I could do that for the weekend at least.
Okay. All right, ladies came on and killed it tonight. Before we let you go, one of you, both of you, give us your social media. Where can people stalk, and connect with you, ladies, or the band?
Lander?
Yeah.
Well, we're on Facebook. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. You can go to our website, bridge19.com, and you can sign up for our mailing list there. We send email about once every couple months. We will not spam you. And the emails sometimes have video content or a list of our upcoming shows. We try to give our mailing list people some exclusive content, so that's the benefit of signing up. And then as far as where you can find us, we are playing in Louisville in April. We're playing at Goodwood Brewing Company April the 28th. And then we're spending most of the month of May doing some regional tours, but we'll be back in the Louisville area in June.
Cool. Very cool. Greg, man, the ladies came on and killed it.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on, Amanda and Audrey. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for inviting us.
Pleasure was all ours.
Much success. Yeah, much success for you. I'm really glad to see things are going well for you all. I know you work hard, and I know for sure Amanda works hard. I've seen it in person, and I know both y'all have that drive. So keep it going. You all be safe out there. Yep.
All
Absolutely.
right, Amanda.
Thanks,
we're letting Amanda officially shut it down and go to sleep. Audrey, you enjoy staying up later like the rest of us. It's been fun, ladies. Good stuff.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
See
you
ya.
too. Good night.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.
Lovely ladies there, Greg. I like them.
Yeah, man, they're good people.
People, talented too.
Talented. Very, very talented. Yes. Yeah.
Very talented.
And like I said, very hard work, man. It just hasn't come to them overnight, man. They both have worked very hard to do what they've been doing for several years now, and it's very evident, that they're pros, that's for sure.
Given their pound of flesh. All right. Moving on, turning on his mic. Our second segment, guest CJ Cumberland, who is a producer, host at Crescent Hill Radio, WCHQ 100.9 FM, singer, songwriter, talented mofo. CJ, what's up, man?
Not much, man. What's happening? It sounds like you guys are having a good time tonight.
We always have a good time, Greg, right?
Always. Yeah. How you doing, CJ?
Doing well.
Do you know Audrey and Amanda?
I not personally. I think we might be Facebook friends, but I'm familiar with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
What's been up with you lately? I think one of the last times I saw you, CJ, was at the Line. I don't know if you were gigging. I think you were just visiting. But what's been up with you is music-wise lately?
Well, music-wise, I haven't been playing a whole lot. I had an open mic at the Hard Rock Cafe for just a minute there, and I wasn't really expecting a whole lot out of that because, with the whole corporate entity thing, it takes a while to build an open mic, and they didn't really have the patience to give to us to build it up. So it lasted about a month, which was, it's fine. But I'm kind of backing off of the actual performing music here this year. My goal is to actually cut an album this year, a full-length album, to be my first full-length album. And so I'm writing. I am playing a gig here and there, but I'm staying busy with the radio show, and we're producing a Merle Haggard tribute. In fact, I've been working on that about probably between 3 to 5 hours a day for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and it's coming together. And April 9th, we're going to be doing it out there at Gypsies in the Highview area.
Right.
Now, who's involved in that project with you?
Oh man, who's not would be easier to tell you. We have a killer house band, and when I say that these guys are probably some of the best musicians in the region, I'm not kidding. I mean, we've got 10-time International Bluegrass Music Association Fiddle Player of the Year Mike Cleveland. We've got Steve Cooley. We've got Johnny Berry. Ricky Puckett on bass, Lonnie Tate on drums, Chip Bush, who happens to be Sam Bush's cousin, is on mandolin, and then we've got Nathan Bowman on keys. So 7-piece house band. And then we've got over 20 local and regional singers coming in to perform Merle Haggard songs. So It'll be a pretty amazing night.
Let me ask you, I had seen a Facebook post of a friend of mine. She's in Nashville. She did live in Louisville. Sheila Lawrence. Is she involved in this?
Sheila Lawrence? I don't think so, no. I know they're doing there's several, Merle tributes all over the place. I know they're doing one down in Nashville actually on April 6th, which was his the date that he passed, which happened to be his birthday too last year.
Oh, okay. That may be the one she's involved with.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And we wanted to do it on a what's typically an off day for musicians is typically Sunday, because we did want to get a lot of people involved. And we did do one last year down at Manny. Well, it's Merle's Whiskey Kitchen now. It was about a week after he had passed. We put one together real quick, and it was just tremendously successful. Now, as we did last year, 10% of the receipts from gypsies during the tribute are going to go to the Louisville Leopards percussionists, and awesome. We're also going to take a donation up for them. We raised like over $700 for them last year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, that's great.
But other than that, we had the new radio.
Yeah, let me the Leopard percussionists. That's who you said, right?
Right, the Louisville Leopards,
yeah. We had who was that? Kelsey Lee, who is director. Yeah, she was on a couple weeks ago. So good stuff.
Kelsey's involved. I've been talking to her. She's my contact for this event, and she did come out to the event last year, and I think she's going to stop by this year. Kelsey, she's good people, and we appreciate having them on board with us this year.
Yeah, that will be a very cool event. Now, when it comes to going back to your thing, CJ, last time I saw you play, you were, you had it was a duo. So
right,
that's come and gone, correct?
Right. Yeah, we had me and a gentleman named John Wright. We had a duo called Three Chords in the Truth, and it kind of, when we got together, it was just kind of on a lark. I was doing booking down at Manny and Merle, which again is Merle's Whiskey Kitchen now. And we had somebody cancel, so we had to fill the spot last minute. So John and I had been playing together off and on, and so we went down and we did this couple sets, and we thought, well, this is fun. And we both like similar music. We played, older classic country and outlaw country. So we decided we'd, form a duo, and before you know it, we were playing 5 or 6 nights a week. We were touring everywhere from down in, northern Florida, up in Ohio, and, everywhere in between. And it just kind of got to where we were playing more than we were at home, and I guess we got kind of burnt out on it. But it was a lot of fun. But, like I said, I want to concentrate more on my original music, so that's why I kind of backed off of the, playing gigs and, cover music, basically.
Mm-hmm. Greg, are you there, Greg? Oh.
Yeah, I'm here, buddy. I'm here.
Oh, sorry. So now let's jump into the radio gig, CJ. You've got multiple shows on each day, correct?
I do. It started. It's a funny story, real quick. I'd recorded an EP of 4 of my songs back about 5.5 years ago, and back then we were Crescent Hill Radio. Well, I wasn't a part of them at that point, but they still played local and regional music. It's basically an internet radio station, and I sent my music in to get some airplay, and at that time they didn't really have like a country show that specifically catered to country music. They had a blues show and a rock show and this and that. So Kathy Weisbach, who is the station manager, and she also founded the station, I asked her, I said, you should have a country show. And she said, well, you should do it. And I said, well, I'm not a DJ. And she said, well, nobody really started out being a DJ here. So that was 5.5 years ago, give or take a few weeks. And, I started a show called Cumberland Country, which, featured strictly country bluegrass and some Americana music, and it was an hour show. And then when we did get our FM signal about 3 years ago, I took a Thursday afternoon shift in addition to that. And now it's just about 2 weeks ago, I started my midday shift from 1:30 to 3:30 Monday through Friday. So it's been a process, and, it keeps me busy, which is good. And, it's a lot of fun. It has kind of taken on a life of its own, though. It's kind of drawn me away from playing my own music. But, again, that's kind of why I backed off the gigging, is to spend more time on, my music.
Which your show and you guys do a great job of promoting the local music scene. And, that's obviously what we're doing here tonight, too. We get a little more freedom than you because of the FCC thing.
Right.
Yeah, Greg, there's no way I can keep Greg from not saying those 7 bad words that the FCC frowns on. Yeah. Well, me too.
Yeah, before when we were strictly internet, we didn't have to worry about that. I guess kind of the same boat you guys are in now. Mm-hmm. And we have over 15,000 songs in our database. We play music from all of Kentucky, southern Indiana, Southern Ohio, just all over this area. And we had to go back through because a lot of the songs we had were not radio friendly. So we're actually still in the process of going through all those 15,000 songs to make sure they're all okay to play. I don't know. We are under the guise of the FCC now, so it would be very possible for us, especially if we got a complaint, for them to come down on us. So we have to be careful what we're doing.
I didn't realize actually that you.
Go ahead, Greg. Go.
No, I was gonna say I didn't realize that you guys could actually, or you actually played, from southern Indiana, and also you said southern Ohio as well. I actually thought it was strict. I actually thought it was strictly Kentucky. So, and I was going to ask if it was hard to actually get enough songs just from Kentucky. But I guess if you can reach into Indiana and Ohio as well, that helps. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I mean, there's so much. If it was just Kentucky, I mean, we'd have a station for sure, because there's so much, good music in this area, especially the Louisville area. It's it's just packed full of talent of all genres of music.
Right.
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
it's all originals too, correct, CJ?
Well, we do actually. We can play cover music now too, and we kind of steer away from that. But occasionally, a band will cover a song, and if we like it, we'll play it. We have agreements with the BMI and ASCAP and the different monitoring agencies that we're allowed. We pay them a monthly fee, and we're allowed to play cover music now also.
Oh, cool. Well, that was my thing. That was because is there restrictions that or hoops that you all had to go through to play covers?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, before we went FM, it was strictly all original. But I mean, we could play. We could have an hourly show playing all Elvis Presley music if we wanted to now, because we have and I'm not really sure about the ins and outs of the details of it, because I don't handle that. But we, ASCAP, BMI, these copyright monitoring agencies, they've actually been coming down on like local venues that play, have bands playing cover music.
Wow.
They're trying to get the artists what they deserve, and I understand that. But I think it's an outside third-party company that we pay, and then they get us the licensing from the different agencies. So, I mean, yeah, we're legit.
Too legit.
Too legit. But really, can they really come down on every bar that's playing covered music? I mean,
no, they pick and choose. I mean, I've heard of actually a couple bars in this area that's gotten a visit from a BMI representative. And
BMI Vice.
I mean, what's that?
BMI Vice.
Right. Yeah, it's like that. I mean, because they can actually. Especially now in this digital age where, it's so easy to just go online and download something, or, just pirate it. There actually is a division of BMI and ASCAP that, kind of goes out into communities. And like I said, they can't cover all the bases. They just kind of go in there and these bars, basically they can do the same thing we do. They pay a monthly fee, and, they're covered. So.
Yeah, they sure can. Yeah.
Wow.
Now it's up to the artist to register with one of these agencies, BMI, ASCAP. There's a couple more, register their music so they can get their little 3-cent checks every 3 months.
3 cents.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, it's ridiculous what an artist will get. I actually wrote a song, and I've got a cut on Chris Mudbone Caldwell's new CD, Rivers, and I think you've had Mudbone on your show before.
Oh yeah,
and the digital download is ridiculous. Like if somebody downloads my song, like I'm eligible for like 1/100th of a cent for that download. So it's like now getting full writer's credit on a CD. Like every CD like that's sold, I get like 9.5 cents, something like that. So that could add up, after a while, but it's really hard to, especially in this digital age, to make a living playing music.
I hear you.
Yes, it is.
Greg, I have to ask. See, Greg, you're part of an original band, and you all are putting together, your own tunes and stuff. And when it comes to this, I honestly, I don't know the answer to this, so I'll throw this out to both of you. Obviously, there has to be. There's money involved to pull this off. So without, a label, I mean, this is all coming out of, your own pockets and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it is.
Yeah.
Right. So, unless you have a GoFundMe page.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got that.
But,
for everything.
all right. But so, guys, is there a fine line when you go, oh shit, I mean, I really want to record this stuff, but man, this is like, good God, this is gonna, so go tell us about that.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're, how much do you want to put into it? How serious are you about it?
Right.
I mean, guys save up. People save up to pay for their recording, and it's not cheap. You pay for your recording time. If you have to use musicians, you pay other musicians for their time. You have to print the CDs. You have to package the CDs. You have to buy them in bulk. It's a costly adventure to go on, and everybody has their own different ways to fund that. But it just depends on how serious you are about it.
Right.
Yeah,
we were lucky enough. I was going to say everything
Greg said was correct. I'm sorry, Greg. Let me just real quick. I mentioned the GoFundMes. I'm not a real big fan of those. There is kind of a backlash among musicians with GoFundMes these days because it's kind of like digital, panhandling. And Greg was right. It's like, the cream will rise to the top. People who really want it will make sure, that they put the money back. I mean, I'm putting all my money back that I'm making from, music towards my, my CD that I'm, planning on recording. And, there's different ways to record too. I mean, these days you can go spend, a couple grand at a music store and you can get a cool home studio set up. Now, I'm of the mind that, I want somebody who has actually went to school to learn the recording arts, because that's not me. So I'm a commercial studio type of guy, and to each their own though, because I had Graham Hannon from the band Hannon on my radio show today, and we were talking about different ways to record. And there was a band out of Louisville a few years back called Flaw. And now what they did, which is actually pretty interesting, and I don't want to give, these upcoming musicians any ideas, but Musician's Friend, which is an online music retailer, had a 30-day return policy. Well, they got somebody's credit card, and they bought about $20,000 worth of recording equipment. They recorded their CD within that 30-day period and then returned all the equipment. So there you go.
Yeah. Oh. And I'm familiar with Flaw. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to school with their original drummer, Chris Ballinger.
Chris is a beast. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you brought up something.
Heavy hitters.
You brought up something, CJ, the GoFundMe thing along those lines.
Right.
But I've noticed bands who, through their website or social media, whatever, who have reached out to their fan base for support of, making an album. I don't think, if I'm a true fan of an artist, I don't think that's asking a lot of a fan base to help me put out something, help me create, or, get something out there for you guys. And so, I mean,
right. And there's bands do it different. Bands do it different ways. I mean, like some bands will have little packages. Like you give this much, you get a CD. You give this much, you get a T-shirt and a CD. You give this much, all the way up to like a private home concert. That kind of thing. I don't have as much problem with that as I do the people who just constantly harangue you. I mean, I've gotten personal messages from people saying, "Hey, we've got this GoFundMe page. Can you give a little bit?" And like over and over again. That's where what I mean more of the kind of the digital panhandling. I mean, there wasn't the internet when I first started playing music back, in high school. I graduated in 1990, and I mean, we had to, work, jobs after school when I was in high school, and save the money up. I don't know. Maybe I'm too old. I don't know.
You're younger than us. 19.
But no, I mean, right. To each their own. I don't go in there and like. I don't know if you've paid any attention to my social media, but I pretty much stick to just promoting, stuff that I'm doing with. I don't get too political. I don't get into any, any big, long-winded fights with anybody. So, to each their own.
Right. He wouldn't like talking to Russ on a Monday night, Greg, but I digress.
I can relate to that too.
Yeah, Greg. It's funny. He graduated when grunge was getting ready to start. We graduated when Duran Duran and New Wave was like killing it on MTV.
Yeah. I hated that era of music, man.
I loved it
so bad.
Shut up. Duran Duran's still cool.
To me, the only thing that I had to revert to was hair metal, and
I did too. Did too.
That was it. It was it.
Right. I came up. I mean, I was in a heavy metal band in high school, actually. From my eighth grade, I guess 8th grade through graduating high school, I played heavy metal music, and that was back in the the hair band days and into the the kind of stuff when Guns N' Roses came out. I remember that. I was like, wow, this is different. And then grunge music killed hair metal and heavy metal as I knew it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Courtney Love killed the grunge guy. That's a whole different story. All right.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, CJ, as we're wrapping up, share with us again this gig, the event you got coming up at Gypsies.
Okay, it's April 9th. We're going to start about 3 p.m. It's the second annual Louisville Merle Haggard Tribute. Again, Merle passed away April 6, 2016, and it was his birthday. So we've got a 7-piece house band, including some of the best local regional players. We've got over 20 local regional singers coming in to do Merle Haggard songs, and it's for 10% of the receipts from Gypsies are going to go to the Louisville Leopards percussionists. We're going to take a donation up also for them. It's a free show, though. Anybody's welcome to come. And Gypsies is a great venue. They've got great food. It's, plenty of room there, plenty of parking, which is something that I love.
Mm-hmm.
So
in the Highview.
Come on out, one and all. Yeah, it's in the Highview area there.
Yeah, I plan on jetting out there on that. It's Sunday, right? It's a Sunday. Yeah.
It is. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great, man.
Yeah,
it's early too, so if you got to get up early Monday morning, we won't keep you out too late.
There you go. All right, CJ, share with us your social media, how everyone can connect with you.
Yeah, well, I'm on Facebook as CJ Cumberland, and there's only a couple of us on there, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. But you can.
You mean there's another CJ Cumberland? There really is another.
CJ. There is. I stumbled on him as I was. Yeah, I seen him on there too. Another one. Yeah.
What?
There's one. He's in Nashville, and he actually also sings too, so it's just kind of weird. But
I do see.
But you can go to Facebook. You can go to Facebook.com/Midday with CJ, and that takes you to my radio page, and you can kind of get to me through there, so that's easier to find.
Very
and my show is Monday through Friday, 1:30 to 3:30, Midday with CJ, and then Thursday I also do a 4 to 6 shift, the afternoon drive, and then 6:30 to 7:30 is my show, Cumberland Country. So Thursday's a busy day for me.
Yeah.
Wow, Greg. See, what to say here when, I do these shows, these podcasts, and yes, technically these shows were all kind of my brainstorm, but they're called Shooting from the Lip. I didn't call them Kevin's Lip. I didn't call him Hale's something. But then you got someone like CJ who has to incorporate his name in both shows. That gives you an idea on the ego we're dealing.
It's all about branding, man. You got to brand it.
Branding. I know. That's right. Branding. Damn. I'm too much of a team player. I got to Shooting from the Hale.
Oh, I got you.
Hale's Lips or something like that. I don't know. We got to figure that out. Yeah. CJ, pleasure to hang out with you. We'll keep promoting the event on April the 9th. I do plan on coming out there and hanging out with you for a little bit. So best of luck with that. And with
good to see you.
Everything you're doing, brother. It wouldn't hurt Greg and my feelings if you wanted to have a couple of podcast hosts on one of your shows sometime.
There you go. We can get you in there on one of the midday shows there. I'll have my people call your people.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, your agent call our agent, and we'll get it all worked out. CJ, thanks, man. Good stuff from you, brother.
All right, thanks Kevin. Thanks, Greg. You guys have a good evening.
Man. You too, man.
Take care.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
CJ Cumberland. It's funny, Greg. Someone asked me the other day, because I know I'm keeping you on past your bedtime, Paw.
No.
Someone asked me the other day about WCHQ, because the person that asked me was just on one of their shows and asked if we are like a rival or competition, and my quick answer was no, not at all. I mean, we're all in it to promote the Louisville music scene. Well, the Southern Indiana, in their case, they're great for them. They're doing Southern Ohio, but we're going to have a couple of acts on soon from Lexington, so that's going to kind of broaden our horizon. But we do have an advantage. We get to speak a little more. We get to speak more free. We don't have Big Brother looking over our shoulder, right?
No, we don't.
So,
we can be a lot more sillier, I'm sure.
Sillier. That's a good word for it. All right, we're wrapping up.
That's a very good word, Russ.
Yeah, silly. I got to go see Boozer tomorrow, by the way. Oh, no.
Oh, really?
Thought of that.
Where's the Boozer?
Yeah, I got to pick up some shirts.
Oh, you going to get the shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going to pick up some shirts. He's the man. Any shirts you need?
Anybody out there?
Yeah, anybody who needs some shirts, hit us up. We'll.
Did you know that?
Say it again. Sorry.
I said there is a delay when I speak. You don't hear it for a few seconds afterwards. I think we've talked about that. I'll find a way to.
I know. Yeah, I know. So that's the disadvantage of internet radio, that we're kind of at the hands of the internet. The timing of it's not per se real time. It is almost a second delay. But anyway,
I'm not accepting that.
I know. But when I go run the show through my show editor, the editor actually takes out that gap of space, that dead space, if you will. Even if it's a second, it narrows it down to like a quarter of a second. So it seems like we're. So there you go. Anyways,
I got it.
So yeah. Brother Al, be promoting him. He's the man when it comes to shirts and good stuff. Yeah. All right. Social media. You can find our show on iTunes and YouTube. Subscribe to our pages there, please. Shooting from the Lip. We are on Twitter at the Shooting Lip. My Twitter at Kevin Hale 423. Greg is at Greg _Unthank. Like us, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Shooting from the Lip. Greg, anything you want to add before we shut it down?
No, I'd just like to say thanks for all the listeners that continue to tune in. Like us or not, we still like you to tune in. And we've got some exciting guests coming up I've been in contact with. Got some good shows coming up soon. So continue to listen and,
let me add this.
Ideas.
Yeah, let me add this quick promo for us, if you will, Greg. Our show is gaining steam every week. I see that because I get out almost every week now because my little fun thing to do on the weekends is to go watch bands, and people recognize us, and they recognize what we're trying to do. So we are making, in furthering our conquer of the planet, but first things first, we got to conquer zip codes. We are conquering the local zip codes. We are being recognized, and it's a good thing. Greg and Kevin on Tuesday nights, it's a good thing. So yeah, we've got some great guests lined up in the next few weeks, and we've got people reaching out to us routinely about wanting to come on. So that's the thing too.
That's something else I wanted to say is continue to reach out to us. We're lucky enough to have a schedule in advance right now. At first we were struggling to get somebody for that week, but now we're able to just schedule a few weeks ahead of time. But also, we don't know, of course, everybody, and it's good to hear who is out there and other genres and other people that we should get in touch with that we don't know about. That so someone, if you know of someone, hit us up and let us know. That way we can do some research and get in touch with people and do that. That's all. It's all helpful. It's all the same cause.
Right. And I've had a few people reach out to me and say, how about this, man? Have you tried these guys? You need to talk to these guys, that kind of thing. And, I'm totally okay with that. It's all about spreading the music love. So anyways, check this out. I just got a message from Jake Badger, Greg. If you have any open slots leading up to the show on April 14th, let me know. It's been a while. Jake Badger, he's a podcast whore, but I'm gonna have to tell him about that. So we love Jake. Jake, actually, he's been off they said they've been off for a while, and they've got an April 14th gig. So Jake's
gonna have to pay us, man. He can be our first sponsor right there.
Yeah, the Wildwood. Yeah, we're gonna get on the Wildwood expense. Yeah. All right, Greg. No gigs for you this weekend, right?
No, we got TK's next weekend with Fair Change Millionaires.
The following, okay, that's the 8th. Okay. The show tonight, I'm sure I'll be somewhere. I should probably drag your ass out this weekend. Since you didn't go out last weekend, you could probably get out this weekend because the wife would be like, get out this weekend.
You can try. You can always try.
See, and our friends on Facebook, I'll just go right to the source, Greg. I'll bypass you.
You can try.
Okay.
We went seen Kong Saturday, and we went to the late show. It was like a 10:40 show, and we're sitting there watching. The joke was we're watching the movie, and it got to a real quiet part, and my wife told me, she said, I heard something, and it was snoring, and she said, I looked over at you, and you were asleep, and you were snoring during the movie, and I said, no, that's not snoring.
Her little Kong was out.
I told her, I said that was me actually, my Kong impression.
Yeah, did you give her the Kong later?
Oh no, man. Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
I know you're not. That's why I'm not gonna tell.
Unthank. You're my hero. All right, Greg. Yeah. Great show tonight. Props to Amanda Lucas, Audrey Cecil, CJ Cumberland. For Greg Unthank, I'm Kevin Hale. We wish everyone a pleasant Tuesday night, a good Tuesday night, and a pleasant Wednesday morning. Peace out, my fellow Louisville brothers, sisters. Good night.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.